anchor or sportscaster Joy Taylor from FX Sports, or FS Sports, I should say. Sorry. She's being accused of some serious allegations, and I wanted to go over some of them because it's very interesting. Because I have a question at the end of it as well too. So moving forward, so right now, Fox, Skip Bayless, and others on 14 counts, including sexual battery. The suit alleges that Skip Bayless offered the plaintiff $1.5 million to have sex with him, and that the FS1 executive grabbed her by the butt as well by this former hairstylist that used to work for FX. I keep saying FX, for Fox Sports. Again, she alleges that the network executive used his position for sexual harassment of women. As well known that Skip Bayless touched her inappropriately and propositioned her for sex. What do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that? That's wild. The young lady name, I know I'm going to tear her name up. Nassine Farahi. Nassine Farahi, who says she worked at Fox Sports from 2012 through last August, so through 2023 of August. Made series of allegations that a 42-page lawsuit obtained by Front Office Sports, Fox Sports, FS1, FS2, Fox Sports, the EVP Charlie Dixon, Skip Bayless, FS1 host Joy Taylor are listed as defendants in the lawsuit. This is wild. Like, and it also says that in the suit that's filed Friday in Los Angeles, Farahi alleges that Dixon, the head of content for SS1, grabbed her by the buttocks at a birthday party in West Hollywood. When she relayed the encounter to Joy Taylor, who happens to be one of the anchor ladies for FS Sports, allegedly told her to get over it. Can't make this up. This is what this lady says to her. This is what is alleged. Let me choose my words correctly. Alleged. Right? So with all this going on, and if you follow the show that she has on FS Sports with Sam is it Sam Acho? I think it's Sam Acho, or it could be his brother Emmanuel. No, it's Sam Acho. No, not Paul Pierce. Let me get the exact name right. I know Shady McCoy is one of the hosts. Joy Taylor. I know Joy Taylor. Well, let me get to that later. I want to focus on the story at hand because that's side note. Sorry. All right, so what they're saying, so it goes on to say that the lawsuit seeks a class action status on the behalf of Farahi and other non-exempt Fox employees working in California over the past 4 years. Farahi seeks unspecified monetary damages and a jury trial. After starting work on Undisputed Morning Show starring Skip Bayless, the suit alleges that he began his advances. I'm stumbling up on words. Advances with lingering hugs, kisses on the cheek, while putting his body against hers and pressing against her breast. The single mother alleges she repeatedly told Skip Bayless she was not interested in him, did not date at work. She also claims that she told Skip Bayless she was suffering from ovarian cancer after developing issues with her left ovary in efforts to halt his advances. So I don't know, or we don't know if that's true in the sense of she's having that real medical condition. But to think of a medical condition to tell a man no, listen, fellas, of all ages, if you are sexually active or thinking about being sexually active, guess what? When you're dealing with women, when you're dealing with anyone, no means no. No means no. As a man, you have to know how to learn how to deal with rejection. It's okay. You know how many women is in the world? You know how many women that will want a guy who has money or has power, has reputation, has swag? If you talk to 100 women, fellas, just on law of averages alone, if you talk to 100 women, at least 50 is going to be down. Work the law of averages. And that's for the average looking dude. I'm not even talking about somebody that even has their stuff together. I'm talking about just a straight average dude, Joe Schmo, and just, he just out here. I'm not even talking about somebody that has a high paying job, that has their stuff together, have their life together. Then them averages go up, baby. You don't even have to be a handsome man to pull women. Just work the law of averages, dog. So to hear this is crazy to me. Shout out to IK Lover in the building. Absolutely no means no. There are over 8 billion people on this planet. Find the one that will say yes. I agree wholeheartedly. Like, I don't understand. And I mean, even for women too. No means no, right? But in the sense of this story, we talking about dudes. I gotta hold the fellas, well, not the fellas, but hold these particular guys in. I gotta hold these guys in. Hold them accountable, because it don't make sense to me that these are older men, so they've been around the game for decades. I don't like. It's crazy to me how these men could be over 50 and don't understand no means no. Like, I honestly, I don't even necessarily have to get a no. If the energy, if you not my number one cheerleader, if you're not showing me that energy that yo, like, I really like you, then I'm not jacking it at all. You ain't gonna get no phone calls, no texts, no nothing. I'm not trying to get up with you, no nothing. So I don't understand how these particular men who are rich, who are successful, the handsome part ain't up to me, it's up to the women. But if you rich and successful, being handsome, do that really matter? For like, I'm being honest. Like, do that really matter if you're talking to 100 women and a woman sees successful and rich? Handsome go out the window. It don't even matter. So work your law of averages. Damn. I guess you want what you want. Hola, mi padres. Sunga por favor. Appreciate you, Diana, for tapping in and hitting us with the Spanish. Appreciate that. All right, so instead of Bayless becomes more aggressive over the years, according to the suit, he allegedly offered Fareed $1.5 million to have sex with him and claimed he could change her life. The suit also claims that Bayless accused Farahi of sleeping with Shannon Sharp, his co-host or co-star on, former co-star on Undisputed, the show Undisputed. Whoa. 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 So they trying to include Unc on this. This is wild. So, time out. $1.5 million to get buns? $1.5 million to get buns? dude, I don't care if you take, and I'm just naming these women, right? But I don't care if you take Nicole Murphy, Megan Good, Halle Berry, Sally Richardson, Kelly Rowland, Beyonce, mix it all up in one and look 100 times better than her. $1.5 million? Man, please. Man, please. Out. Man, please. Man, 1.5? I don't care if she got the craziest bubble. I don't care if she got them racks. It's not happening, dog. No way, no how, no sir. Not happening. Okay. Approximately 1 week later, Mr. Bayless made another advance at Miss Farahi. Uh, Miss Farahi responds, skip, stop. You have a wife. Mr. Bayless responds, aren't you Muslim? Doesn't your dad have 3 or 4 wives? Miss Farahi responded that her father was dead. And when Mr. Bayless was looked taken back, she made an excuse to leave. Whoa. I don't. Whoa. So this is how they playing the game on this level. When you a millionaire, next level million, multi-millionaire, you offer up millions to sleep with someone. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Like, what happened to being able to have charm? What happened to being able to having game? Whatever happened to being able to really liking somebody? And even if you just want to sleep with someone, whatever just happened to having, that Riz? What happened to having that G? What happened to having swag? This ain't swag. This screams, I ain't never clap no cheeks until I got my money. This is wild. And yes, ladies, all men are different. Each man use what he has to be able to sleep with you. So some guys use game. Some guys use their looks. Some guys use their money. Some guys use a combination of things. You get what I'm going with? Some guys also dirty Mac. Be aware of the guys that dirty Mac, ladies. Be aware. Because if a guy dirty Mac, and what that means, if he's talking bad about one guy to be able to sleep with you, then that guy ain't for you, baby. Alright, moving on. Meanwhile, the suit alleges that Taylor began insulting Ms. Farahi on a personal and professional level. After friendship ended, the suit also alleges that Taylor mocked the English of Farahi, who is Persian descent. Her lengthy tenure at Fox Sports, not so. I'm sorry. Her lengthy tenure at Fox Sports, she also witnessed and suggests that she may have receipts to look back on her version of events, said by Daniel Wallach, a sports law attorney and co-host of podcast Conduct Detrimental. Just as importantly, she raises the issues with coworkers which juror eyes could boost the credibility of these claims. Whoa. This is crazy business. Ms. Farahi also brings forth a fourth. Ms. Farahi brings forth this action because over a decade at Fox, she was forced. I'm sorry, because the thing keep going up and down. She was forced to endure misogynistic, racist, and racist environment, which execs and talent, where they was allowed to physically and verbally abuse the workers with impunity. And this is all alleged, obviously. Uh, Shout out to Raven in the building. Appreciate you tapping and hit that like button, hit them hearts, y'all. Hit that like, hit them hearts. I want to see them hearts. I want to see them hearts. Appreciate it. The show is built off love. We giving information, and it helps with the algorithm. So I appreciate that, y'all. Also, this case represents yet another long life cases of chronologic, chronologically, chronologic and the toxic culture at Fox, marked by bad faith promises and repeat failures to address a poisonous environment. So I'm going down. I'm going down on the lawsuit, y'all. I'm going down on the lawsuit. Uh, da, 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 da. Okay, in 2007, makeup artist Rita Ragon sued ESPN, alleging that she was sexually harassed by host Jay Crawford and panelist Woody Page. All right, so that moves on to something. So they going on to the environment of Fox Sports, on the culture that was going on. But Joy Taylor is at the brunt of this, and it was also said that there was a story that Miss Farahi was also at a party where she met Joy Taylor for drinks at a bar, and a man joined them at this particular party, and that turned out to be the same exec that grabbed her butt, who is named in the lawsuit as well. Let me go back up. What's this gentleman name again? Mr. Dixon. Mr. Dixon. And he was buying them drinks, and she said that she could feel that Joy Taylor and this man had some sort of relationship outside of work. And the next couple of days later, she's seen the same man in the elevator, and she runs into the host Joy Taylor and said, "Hey, I seen the guy the other night that was buying us drinks. He's here in the building." And she quickly told Joy Taylor quickly told Miss Farahi, "Hey, yo, whatever happens outside of work happens outside of work." And then like later on, they had some sort of dinner where Mr. Dixon brings his wife, Joy Taylor brings her husband, because mind you, Joy Taylor, I believe, is from Miami, and she's the brother of Hall of Fame greats defensive end. I forget his first name, Taylor. I forget his first name, but he's a Hall of Famer, or going to be a Hall of Famer. He used to play for the Miami Dolphins. Can't think of his name right now, but allegedly that they was at this dinner or whatever, and then her husband felt like the energy was kind of weird between his wife or ex-wife and this gentleman over here, Mr. Dixon, and later on they got divorced because of what he thinks or thought that they were sleeping around, or the alleged affair. So this right here, what do y'all think the implications moving forward for Joy Taylor? Because immediately what I think of is that she basically advanced in her career. Mind you, before the show, she has very little experience in broadcasting. She grew up in the sports background, obviously, because she played sports, and her brother, like I said, is a Hall of Fame great. He is a Hall of Famer, or going to be a Hall of Famer soon. He's a Miami great player. So that's that's her background in sports. She didn't have to necessarily go through the mud of working like little places here and there, and then really coming up. So on Fox Sports, and for those who don't know the story, we all know Undisputed and what Undisputed looked like. We're talking about with Skip Bayless, and we're talking about with Shannon Sharp. Now, that show wasn't supposed to happen like that. It was supposed to be Skip Bayless and Joy Taylor. Joy Taylor got plugged in because of Mr. Dixon, allegedly. Um, and Skip Bayless was fighting that. Like, they was having meetings, ongoing meetings, that they was trying to convince Skip Bayless to bring her on as a co-host or as a mediator. That's why if you ever watched Undisputed, Shannon Sharp, aka Unc or Shay Shay or Uncle Shay, he always referred to the fact that, you know, he appreciates Skip Bayless for the opportunity because he fought for him to be there. He always mentioned that, but they never divulged the intricacies of who was next up and who was going to be a part of it. It ended up just being, you know, Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless, but they was really trying to make Joy Taylor the mediator, like how you watch, you know, other sports shows like Kerry Champion, Molly Herm. You seen them on Stephen A. Smith show now with Shannon Sharp. Skip Bayless was not trying to hear that. And Mr. Dixon was basically saying, Skip, can you just do this for me as a favor? Anytime a man asks for a favor about a woman to another man, that means they doing stuff together. I'm just saying. I'm just putting that out there. We don't know that to be a fact. This is all alleged. But the dots is connecting, right? So moving forward, this is going to be a terrible stain on her resume and just in her corner, because let's say she does continue to advance. Is it because that she worked hard, that she breaks great stories, that she has great takes? It's the notion and the sentiment is going to be as she has somebody in her corner, like a Mr. Dixon, who's the head of content of several networks on FX Sports. I keep saying FX, on Fox Sports, that he could just say, hey, I want this lady on this show, and that's just what it's going to be. Mind you, she has a show now. She has co-hosts on that show, of course, but at the same time, is she there because of her merit, that she earned that position within her work, or is she there because of the bust down politics? Like, let's be honest, right? And this is not talking bad about a woman. This has nothing to do necessarily with sexism. I mean, with sexism, right? This has everything to do with the fact that somebody is using their sex to advance, instead of just saying, oh, well, she's a woman, so she's gonna advance, or, you know, he's a man, so he's gonna advance. No. If you're using your sexual wiles to advance in the workplace, then you're not getting out the mud. You're not getting it out off your credibility and what you work for, right? So this is going to be a terrible stain on her moving forward. Now, if this stuff turns out not to be true, then hey, man, you gotta leave it alone. But this young lady sounds like she has proof of all the things that she is saying. She went into intricate details of all the stuff that I just laid out within the lawsuit. So moving forward, like, what do y'all think about this? Like, to be honest, we in 2025, right? Do we think something like this is the first time something like this actually happened? If this was to be true, are we going to trick ourselves to believe that? Are we going to trick ourselves to believe that if this is true, that Joy Taylor is the first woman in show business to use her sexual wiles to advance in the workplace? Are we going to believe that? But this is sloppy. This is very sloppy, because now it's out. Now people are going to fact check. Now people are going to dot the I's and cross the T's just because of this allegation. Now, mind you, Ms. Farahi did not even say how much she's looking for in the lawsuit. So the fact that she's suing all these companies within Fox Sports and within with Skip Bayless and all the other people named in the lawsuit, Joy Taylor, so on and so forth. Shannon Sharp is not listed in the lawsuit because he didn't do anything. he's being alleged of sleeping with Joy Taylor. No, I'm sorry, he's being alleged of sleeping with Miss Farahi, and that's why Skip Bayless felt like, you know, he had the energy that he had towards her, allegedly. So, um, this moving forward is going to be something to watch. While I'm actually not surprised, I'm not surprised about this either, because again, at the end of the day, we can't be led to believe that this is the first time something like this has happened. But this shit is sloppy. This shit is sloppy. So, is Joy Taylor for the streets? Is she for the streets? Is she for the streets? I want to know. Is she for the streets? Not for me, but is she for the streets? Because again, the more she advances, at some point they're gonna have to sit her down because they don't want the negative press. So if Miss Farahi sued all these companies, right? She sued Skip Bayless, Mr. Dixon, and the companies within FX Sports based on the culture of FX Sports, because that was also named in the lawsuit, the culture that's built in FX Sports, working there as an employee, and she used the word impunity. Leads me to believe that this is not even going to go to trial. This is going to be settled out of court. And settling, people don't understand, settling out of court is not an admission of guilt. It's the cost of doing business. Because by going to court, you can end up paying more in lawyer fees for your lawyer, the other person's lawyer, and having the case called. You can actually end up paying more. You could also lose funding. You could also lose, ads and everything like that. That's all in the realm of business. So the cost of doing business is going to be cheaper to pay this woman and to call it a day. Now, if other people come out the woodwork to say, hey, yeah, I went through the same thing over here, then they're going to have proof. Because they're not going to pay everybody. But I believe that they're going to pay this young lady just to get rid of the story, because this is a bad stain. Mr. Dixon will recover because he's the head of content. He will recover. He's protected. The company itself is protected. It's a company. There's no face of the company. He's not even the owner. Joy Taylor is going to be a casualty of this. And her reputation is going to be sullied to the point where we may not see her after this. We may not see her after this. She may do something else, but we may not see her on Fox anymore. And if we see her on any other sports programming, we're not going to think, oh yeah, she's there because she earned her way, doing this, that, and the third, and building herself up within the broadcasting world. We're going to think who she knew, who she knows, who did she sleep with to get in that position, because she had no experience prior to. So this right here is going to be something moving forward, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. She slept her way to the top. This is nasty business. I'm not even gonna lie to you. This is nasty business, because what happens to the people that's really trying to get it out the mud? What happens to the people that's doing the ins and outs and have great takes, have the great personality, have the great look? Because they won't play, bedroom games with you, they're not going to advance. They're not going to get along to go along. So what happened to being the most qualified to, and getting the job? What happened to that? What happened to getting your education, getting experience, preparing yourself to be the very best at your position, to be hired at something? When clearly, if you look halfway decent and you give up that box, you could advance even further. I'm just saying. All right, y'all, moving on to our next subject. I believe everything's said in the lawsuit. Y'all saying it, not me. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is all alleged. I mean, it don't sound like this lady's lying. I will say that.